Welcome back to World Crisis Radio, hurrying ahead here to cover the dense environment of news. The books you will need to read for this week, get them at Tarpley.net. In order to understand why Obama is selling out the way he is and how, you need to get Obama the Postmodern Coup, get it at Tarpley.net. You need to get Barack H. Obama, the unauthorized biography, for an even more in-depth view of why he does what he does. And, of course, on the economic side, Surviving the Cataclysm, which includes the interesting facts about how Obama was pre-programmed to do all these things. He was pre-programmed to cut and gut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and discuss this openly with the editorial board of the Washington Post in the week before his inauguration, when the hysteria, utopian singing tomorrows and new horizons of hope and change was still a very heady brew. Obama already told the Washington Post exactly what he would do. You can read all about that in Surviving the Cataclysm. So here's the thing. The fiscal 2011 budget, the year we're in now, is a monstrosity. We have 108 Democrats voting against it. A majority of, it's about 108 to 80-something, of Democrats in the House voted against their own president. And the only way this passed was that Boehner had to appeal to Steny Hoyer, the House number 2 Democrat, the centrist, as they call him, right-wing Democrat, to deliver 80-plus votes to save the reactionary Republican program. Now, this has caused a long overdue crisis in the support for Obama. It really is about time some of these people woke up. The exact figure was 81 Democrats voted for it. Now those are blue dogs and right-wing Democrats, but the key figure is the 108 that voted against this. Barbara Lee, left-wing Democrat in the House, says that Obama's budget, what he just proposed along with Boehner and Reid, is a Tea Party checklist targeting programs that are vulnerable. It is shameful. It is a moral disgrace. Well, of course, that's Obama's shameful moral disgrace. We've also got Congressman Cleaver, Democrat of Missouri, says we don't have sufficient time to talk about all the ways this Obama Republican budget deal violates our values. We have Representative Luis Gutierrez of Illinois on a nationwide tour to try to organize grassroots pressure on Obama to reduce the level of ICE raids against undocumented foreign workers. And the most interesting of all, an unnamed Democrat speaking to the one of the journalists says, "We're disappointed. We're embarrassed. How do we replace him? How do you get rid of this guy?" Meaning Obama. How to dump Obama is now being actively discussed behind the scenes by any Democrat with a brain. Now, unfortunately, just when we would have needed somebody to break the ice, Congressman Kucinich, I'm afraid this is simply a pattern that will never change. Congressman Kucinich rules out any challenge to President Obama. He won't run. Well, we need somebody to run. And even Kucinich, with all of the baggage that he brings, that would have been a positive step, and it would have been warmly greeted here. We are told that Senator Feingold, former Senator Feingold of Wisconsin, has now amassed at least seed money of about $1 million, so he could do something in the primaries with that money. And of course, he could call on a whole group of liberal activists and progressives. Let's look deeper into this rebellion against Obama. One key moment of the negotiations, the haggling between Obama and Boehner, and that's really what it came down to, was the question of abortion in the District of Columbia. Of course, this is a key Democratic Party value. Universal availability of legalized abortion. Whatever you think of this, let's just see what it means politically for Obama. At a certain point in these haggling talks, Obama leans over to Boehner and says, "John, I will give you D.C. abortion," even though I don't like it, of course. But that's what he said about the Bush tax cuts back in December, this is now Obama's refrain. Oh, I will give you whatever you want. So now we have a rally at the Dirksen Senate Office Building on Monday of this week, where we have the mayor of the District of Columbia, the mayor of the capital city of the United States, Vincent Gray. Vince Gray defeated an Obama clone, Fenty, to become the mayor. We covered this at the time. He was joined by the chairman of the D.C. City Council, Kwame Brown, plus many members of the D.C. City Council. And most of these political leaders are black. They are African Americans. And they're out there attacking Obama in the following terms. An organization called D.C. Vote, the head of this, Ilir Zherka, asks the crowd protesting the budget, is D.C. the president's to give? Does he own us? No, says the crowd. Then we have a member of the city council, Bowser, says the women of the District of Columbia are under attack. I've got to tell you, I'm disappointed in my president, says this black politician, and says to Obama, if you don't choose us, we won't choose you. A passerby supporter says maybe if we had a few more of these protests, they might succeed. Yeah, they might, especially if you field a primary challenger against Obama. This is the thing we need more than anything at the present time. Washington Post headline here on Wednesday, Obama risks losing liberals. And what we find here is that among the sort of white progressives, they go through a big deal about certain PACs that are now getting very disenchanted with Obama. There's a meeting of these white progressives every week at the Capitol Hilton, and they do a strategy session. And what they have done is to essentially turn away from the agenda of organizing for Obama's re-election run, which he just announced this past week also. He's now campaigning. He's out there fundraising. He wants to get $1 billion, but maybe he should think about these people that he has left in the lurch. They have now decided that some of them are not putting out mailings supporting Obama. They're putting out mailings condemning what Obama has done. And the PCCC, I forget what this stands for, but this is one of your main left liberal groups. The PCCC says that if Obama doesn't pull back, and he didn't, so they should now activate this, on the budget for fiscal 11, that they will not give money to Obama, and others say we may vote for Obama, but we will not organize. There will be no enthusiasm. Well, if you're going to do all that, that's sort of cutting off your nose to spite your face. If you're going to turn away from Obama, you better find somebody to replace him. We urgently need a candidate to oppose Obama in the Democratic primary. This is a world historical question of the greatest magnitude. We'll be back in a minute on World Crisis Radio.